Hey everyone, and welcome back to Der Mall Walking. As I record this, the UK is right in the middle of its second nationwide lockdown. That means masks everywhere, no unnecessary travel, and the closure of all non-essential stores. This leaves many British malls in a weird state of limbo, where they remain open for a handful of essential stores, but are otherwise totally abandoned. If you followed the channel for a while, and if not, I hope you'll consider subscribing, you might remember that I posted a video featuring the Metrocentre right before the UK's first lockdown. I recently had a couple of essential chores to do that I could only take care of in here, so I decided to break out the camera while I was there. And wow, was this place dead. The only time I've encountered anything close to this was exploring Forest Fair Mall in Cincinnati, and at more than 2 million square feet, the Metrocentre is even bigger than that. And on this particular day, it might even have been more deserted. Even without any editing, I came across maybe 10 people the entire time I was in there. Here's a look inside a closed unit, which was extra creepy on a day like this. Now we're walking up towards the closest thing this mall has to a food court, although there are a few other restaurants scattered around the mall. Again, this place was a ghost town. With only a few exceptions, one of which is coming up on the channel soon, most English malls don't really subscribe to the idea of a big central food court. They're much more likely to have freestanding restaurants with their own individual seating areas. In a second, you can spot a mod pizza on the right, which never reopened after the first wave of the pandemic. As one of just 9 mod restaurants on this side of the pond, I wouldn't be surprised if I read that mod was going to pull out of the UK market entirely. I'm not really sure why food courts in the UK are more separated like this, but I can only assume that it's because we have more fast casual chains with table service than true fast food joints where you order at the counter. Any thoughts on that or theories of your own, please leave a comment below. And what food court would be complete without Angry Birds mini golf, which you can see coming up on the left? There is another reason I wanted to return to the Metrocentre. In October of this year, Sovereign Centros took over running it. No details have emerged yet about the transaction, so I don't know how much the centre sold for. I do know that the company has pledged to, quote, inject new life into the centre, and has promised a cash boost of £25 million to help with that. I don't know a lot about Sovereign Centros, but they appear to be responsible for a number of mostly outdoor retail centres across the UK. Their biggest indoor property is the Telford Centre, fairly near Birmingham, which I know almost nothing about. Hopefully I'll get a chance to visit soon. They're also responsible for the redevelopment of the former Elephant and Castle shopping centre, which I've featured prominently on my channel. I can't lie, I'm interested to see what they come up with for the Metrocentre. We're currently heading towards the village, which is decked out to look like a traditional English village square. It's all that remains of what used to be a trio of incredibly impressive themed areas known as Antiques Village, the Roman Forum and the Mediterranean Village, which I'll put up some images of in a second. I'm not a big fan of the trend of turning malls into sprawling sterile spaces, and I hope Sovereign Centros might bring some of that character back. For now though, we're just left with little touches from the past, like this authentic red phone box. You may recognise this section of the mall that's coming up from my previous visit on this channel. I really tried to avoid doubling up on areas that I featured the first time around, but I thought it was interesting to note how the decorators moved from a more traditional red Christmassy theme to silver, gold and blue as we move into the classier Platinum Mall, which was revamped a decade or so ago to attract higher end retailers. Unless you really haven't been paying attention, you'll notice that this place is very much decked out for the holiday season. Even though there are some who doubt that the UK will be coming out of lockdown in December. Although that is supposedly the plan right now. I'm not opposed to the baubles and giant reindeer, but I do question whether or not Santa will ever be occupying this village. Once again, I want to clarify that I only visited this centre during lockdown because I had a couple of essential tasks here to take care of. I accidentally filmed one of them, but decided that dealing with my bank didn't exactly make for compelling viewing. I wouldn't recommend visiting just to wander aimlessly because there are still security around and there's a chance that they might pull you up on it. There's one of them now. Just keep walking. I've seen a lot of creative and not so creative approaches to covering up disused storefronts, but I have to say that this fake frontage advertising a care home for older people was one of the more interesting takes I've seen. For obvious reasons, I wasn't able to see what it looked like on the inside of the unit. Is the Metrocente's future bright? Honestly, it's hard to say. On the basis that the centre was in at least some danger of closing permanently during the pandemic, I'm inclined to say yes, or at least that its prospects are better than they were a month or so ago. Now it's just a matter of waiting to see whether or not Sovereign Centros will make good on any of those big promises they've been making. Thanks for checking out the video. If you've made it this far, then I hope you'll think about subscribing, and leaving a like always helps me out. For behind the scenes stuff and mall photography, you can follow me on Instagram via the link in the description below. Until next time, I hope you're all staying safe, and goodbye from the Metrocentre.